Kia is a company that's been making great strides in electrification, everything from the e-Niro to the latest EV6. But the firm has much bigger ambitions in this area. It's hoping to launch 14 new battery electric vehicles by 2027. It better get on with it then, and the next phase of the push will come next year with the production version of this, the Concept EV9. Now, when you see any car looking this big beside a man of my dimensions, you know it's going to be a jumbo model, and that's exactly what we've got here. The EV9 is designed to show how Kia will adapt its all-electric design principles for the sort of massive SUV that's considered normal-sized in the United States. The shoe car is pretty realistic though. We're told it gives a very strong hint at how the final model will look when it lands in showrooms in 2023. Overall, the Concept EV9 is just under 5 meters long, so actually slightly shorter than a Volvo XC90. It sits on the same eGMP platform as the EV6, but is obviously stretched, and Kia's design team say this is as far as they've pushed it, so far at least. It's a very different proposition from the EV6 with a much more angular, upright stance than the smaller model. At the front here they've kept this extra depth in body colour to emphasise the fact that it's a pure electric vehicle, but they have included some nice touches like these little lights here, which stay hidden behind a laser-etched panel until the vehicle is switched on. Kia calls them a star cloud, and says that the astronomy trend is expanded through the daytime running lights and the tail lights. Along the side, it's an interesting mix of soft and sharp. In the middle, there's this rather gentle core which tries to lower the car's visual centre of gravity, but then you've got these really angular, sharp wheel arch shoulders at the front and at the rear, which actually create triangles in the side panels. It's clearly a shape that's struck a chord with Kia's design team because they've also included it in these enormous 22-inch alloy wheels. Inside, Kia has played with removing volume while still retaining it. And yes, I know that really doesn't make a great deal of sense, but there are sections scalloped out of the dashboard and the centre console that show how they've tried to keep shape and form while also making the cabin as airy as possible. True to form, there are plenty of sustainable materials, recycled fishing nets in the carpet, and seat fabric made from recycled wool and plastic waste. The seating is probably the most concept-like feature here, by the way. It's very configurable with the ability to turn the entire front row around, fold the second row down into a table, and then create a lounge area for 4 people. But this sort of feature would cost a fortune to industrialise, let alone get past safety regulations, so expect it to be more conventional, with a regular B-pillar on the EV9 production car. There are comparatively few details yet on power, range and performance, but given this car's enormous wheelbase, more than 3 metres, we'd be amazed if Kia doesn't give the EV9 a bigger battery than the EV6, perhaps as big as 100 kilowatt hours. Pricing is even more of a grey area for now, but our gut feeling is that this car will probably start roughly where the EV6 ends, giving it a starting figure of around £50,000.